Okay. Let's start now. Or let's continue, sorry, our lesson, module 2, lesson 4. Our lesson yesterday was talking about proofs about angles. As we talk about how we have proofs, how we wrote proofs for the segments. Yesterday we talked about how to write the proofs for the angles. We started talking about the properties of the angles, the reflexive, the symmetric, and the transitive. We solved this, we proved this one here. And we talked about the reflexive and the symmetric and the transitive property. And we said that if the angle C is congruent to angle D, so D is congruent to C, so which property do I use? Reflexive. So I say now, L is congruent to M. M is congruent to N. Symmetric, sorry. And L is congruent to N. That means what? Transitive. The second one is transitive. And the third one now, if we have BCD, the angle of BCD is congruent to BCD, it means now symmetric. Like this. Now, and we solve this one here. Now, let's talk about now the types of, I'll remind you now with the types of the angles. The first one here, which is the vertical angles. You know it before? What do I mean by the vertical angles? If you have two lines that they are crossing, they are intersecting. Two lines that they are intersecting, like this. When they are intersected, they make what? How many angles? 4 angles. Okay? So if I have now this line, you have this line and another line. When these two lines are intersecting, and I told you before that, what do I mean by the angle? Yes, what is the angle? That when you have two lines that they are intersecting at a point, it forms an angle. So here, these two lines, it forms an angle. These two lines, it forms an angle. And this is an angle, and this is an angle. So here, for these types of angles, when they are opposite to each other, we call them vertical angles. So angle 1 is equal to angle 3, and angle 2 is equal to angle 4. So when only you have two intersecting lines, they form 4 angles. Each two opposite angles are equal. Opposite like mean 1, and down here it's 3, like up and down, left and right. 1 and 3, they are equal. 2 and 4, they are equal. These types of equals, as an example, if this is 40, this will be 40. If this is 120 or 140, it has to be, here it will be 140. Write this one, please, in your copy book. What do I mean by the vertical angles? And write the numbers or the explanation as you want. Yes. Yes. 40 and 40. 140 and 140. No, I changed it to 140 because they have to be, so their summation, they have to be 120. What do you mean? I don't understand. Opposite. If they are opposite angles, what do I mean by opposite? One that is up and the other that's down. They are connected at the same point. Okay, or if it's one on the left and one on the right, they are connecting at the same point, so they are opposite. Because they are opposite, they will be equal. And if they are equal, later on we will say they are congruent. But this is for the first. Okay. Examples. If 1 is 40, 3 will be 40. If 2 is 140, 4 will be 140. Means this is 140, okay? Did you finish? Because I want to make collaboration. I need to make collaboration. Now the second one, which they are the linear pair postulate. The linear pair postulate means if there's a line like this, if there's a line, and this line, there's another one that intersects it like this. Okay? The summation of these two angles are 180. Why? Because these two angles are on a line, so we call them linear pair. These two pair, or this pair of angles are on the same line, so we say it is a linear pair postulate. They are on a segment. They are on a line. Okay? And Julie, remove your numbers. And see. Okay, by the way, you worked wrongly. Have to make the blue up. So now, here, it forms a line. I told you from the beginning that's the line of this angle for the segment is 180. If there's a one that's cut like this, if this is 80, this will be 100. Why? Because their summation is 180. Okay, so which postulate do I use? This we call it linear pair. That's the mean. The summation of angle 1 and angle 2 is 180. PQS with SQR, it gives you 180. Bravo. يعني اسمه like this. Measure of the angle PQS plus the measure of the angle SQR, it gives you 180. Yes. No, I give you like the angle 1 is 100, or 90, or 70. What is the measure of angle 2? You will subtract 180 minus 70, you will say 110. So measure of angle 2 is 110. Now, the third one. Hurry up. Yeah, this is the same here. Now, supplementary angles. The supplementary, both of them, they have the same meaning, that their summation is 180. The difference here that the supplementary aren't on the same line, but the linear pair, they are on the same line. Both of them have the summation of 100. Have both of both of them have summation of 180. Both of them have the summation of 180. Hey, this here 130 plus 50 is what? 180. 110 plus 70 is 180. So the linear or supplementary have a summation of 180. But what is the difference between them? The first one here, they are on the same line. The second one, they aren't on the same line. They are two angles. One may be up, one is down, but their summation are 180. What do I mean? Like one is here and one is down. And I told you, like angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. So because they are supplementary, if this is 80, this will be 100. Why? Because I told you that angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. So that means if I add the summation of them, I must get to 180. If it is supplementary. But in the second case, if I didn't tell you, you must know that it's a linear pair, and if this is 70, this will be 110. Yes, if I didn't tell you, it must be 180. But up here, if I didn't tell you, don't solve it. Yes, because if you see it's a line, you must know that the summation is 180. Okay, but here I have to tell you, yes. It's the same. Linear pair, it's the same, but I just give you the difference between them. Here, just you know the supplementary. I just you know what's the difference between supplementary and linear. You don't know? You know ولا ندى؟ Yes, ندى ولا ندى؟ Okay. اللاين هتدخل يعني اللاين.
Who's teacher?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Do you have any question?
No.
Okay. It's okay. It's the same. Yes, exactly. And I was. It's the same. It's the same. They are the. No, miss. They are the same. But here you have to know by default they have to be 180. But here I must tell you that they are supplementary. Here I must tell you that angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. If I didn't tell you, you cannot guess. But if it is linear, you must say that you have to know that it's 180.
But teacher, if we didn't
No. Here you must know that it's 180. Both of them, they are 180. Okay? But the second one, you must know. When you see any line, it must be 180. Without telling you. Okay? But the first one, I must tell you they are supplementary. If I didn't tell you, maybe this one is 50 and this one is 120. It's okay.
teacher, يعني you should tell us that this one equals but always the linear pair they are opposite. Teacher, supplementary angles number 10 with the linear pair is not so that
No, so just let me see. If you have, here, here now we have this angle. And here you have these angles, and here you have these two angles, and here you have these two angles. Now, the first one. If this angle now is 70, okay, if the measure now of this angle is 70. Oh, no, there's no back. No, there's no space. The first one. Now, this no, here, sorry. If you know that this is this one is 70. Okay? Find the measure of angle 1. How you will find it?
Because we always
Let's see. If this one is 30, find angle 2. If you know that, tell me. So how did you write now? The teacher does know the lesson appearing. You write now that there's no lesson appearing. Is it right on Telegram? Ah, how did you? Because I thought that you are at home. So here, you will find the measure of angle 2 if you know that 30 and angle 2 are supplementary. Okay? Here. We'll come back here. The last one. Now, here, look at the first one. If you know that the angle is 70 degrees, what is the measure of the angle 1? 110. So the measure of angle 1 is 110. Why? Because their summation is what? 1. Shall I tell you that? No, because they are linear pair. Look at the second one now. Here, the first one is 30. Angle 2 is unknown. You have to find the measure of angle 2. If you know that the measure of angle 2 or angle 2 and 30 are supplementary angles. So how can you solve it now? Here, you have to these two angles. And then I tell you now 30 and the measure angle 2 are supplementary. So how you know what's the measure of the angle 2? Because they are supplementary. So that means their summation is 180. So what's the measure of angle 2 will be? 150. Because they are supplementary. The summation of them, they must be 180. It's 30. Okay. Now this one here. If this is 30, you have to know this one. I didn't do. So we can't. No, it's not 30. I didn't tell you it's not supplementary or it's vertical. I didn't give you any information. I told you. Here they are on the same, they must be on the same line. They must be connected at the same line. But here they are not on the same line. That's, yes, and the linear pair, you have to know it. The supplementary, I must tell you. Look at these two and these two now. I didn't tell you that they are supplementary. So you don't know how to solve number 3. Now, this one. Now, here, if this is 30, what's the measure of angle 2? You know why? Vertical, bravo. If this is 50, what's the measure of this one? Exactly. Now, let's talk about the complementary angles. All of you know them. They are the same as the right angles. Now, can I turn the light on? Okay. You need it. You may need it. Just like memorization. Now, what do I mean by complementary? That their two angles have a summation of what? Now, let's repeat them. Now, vertical, like angle 1 and angle 2 are equal. Angle 3 and angle 4 are equal. These are what? Vertical angles. Supplementary angles, like 1 and 2 have a summation of what? 180. Complementary, they have summation of what? 90. Adjacent. What's the what? No, they have the same. Where?
Teacher, you can.
This is 180. Sorry. Yeah. Supplementary, they are 180. Complementary, 190. Sorry. Vertical, they are all equal. They don't have the summation. Adjacent, that means what? They have both what? Same line. They are connected on the same line between. And they can say like 1 and 2, since they have one line between, so we call that it's adjacent. You didn't remember it? We talked about it in the first semester. If we have two angles, have the same line between, or have a common line, we say that they are adjacent. Remember it now? They have the common line. Maybe some word. Keep in mind. Now, here complementary angles add to up 90. Here you have two things. They are different. Now look at these two angles. Look at angle 30 and angle 60. Are they complementary? Yes, because their summation is 90. Are they adjacent? Do they have a common line? Yes, so they are adjacent. But look at the second case. Are they supplementary? Are they have the same complement? Complementary? Do they have the same? They are. If you add them, you get 90. Yes, but are they adjacent? They have a common line? No. So you will say that they are not adjacent. Did you now get what you mean by adjacent? Listen to me. Don't تمزحي مرة ثانية. Listen. Wait, not تمزحي مرة ثانية. Second here. Look at these two angles now. Do these two angles have a summation of 90? Yes, so they are complementary. Are they adjacent? Are they have a common line between? So they are adjacent. The second one, 40 and 50, do you make 90? Yeah. So they are complementary. Do they have common line? No, so they're not. Yes. Now, listen. Go to your book, exercise number 10. Is it clear, the words, the sentences, are they clear? Can you read it? Okay. Now, angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Okay, 1 and 2, they form a linear pair, and the measure of angle 2 is 52. Find the measure of angle 1. So, number 10 here. What do we have? Yes, yes, Samara. So, measure angle 1, angle. So, number 10 now. Angle 1 and angle 2 are linear pair. Now, Since they are linear, they told me that the measure of angle 2 is 52. What is the measure of angle 1? How you solve it? Okay, so linear curve, what does it mean? Very line. Yes, this is 1, 52. And this is angle 2. You want now to find the measure of angle 2. Oh, okay, angle 1 first. Yes, so now it's a matter of measure of angle 1 plus 52 are what? 108. So then, what you solve? Number is revenue. Okay, so how you know what's the measure of angle 1? You will subtract what? 180 minus 52. Let's make like this. Yeah. 10 minus 2, 8. 7 minus 5, 2, 1. So what is the measure of the angle will be? 128. Is it clear?
Yes.
Is there anyone that understand it? Okay.
Understand it, no?
No, I said, is there anyone who didn't understand? No, number 11. No, Julie. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah? You want to write? Yeah. Yeah, are you still writing? Number 11. Yeah, think about it. 1 and 2 are supplementary. 2 and 3 are supplementary. Measure of angle 2 is 32. 148. No. So angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. What does it mean? That their summation is what? 108. Are you agreeing? Angle 2 and angle 3 are supplementary. Okay? If you know that the measure of angle 2 is 32. So now you will substitute measure of angle 2 by 32. So you will say 32 plus measure of angle 3 equals what? 180. Now how can you know what is the measure of angle 3? Bravo. It will be 148. Bravo. So what is the measure of angle 3? 148. For angle 1, let's see, 8 plus 2, 10. 1 up. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1 will be 8. So the measure of angle 3 is 148. Now, Yajuri, what is the measure of angle 1? You told me angle 2 and angle 3, they are 108. If angle 2 is 32, so angle 3 will be 148. Up, measure of angle 1 plus 32 gives you 180. So what's the measure of angle 1? 1 with 2, 180. 2 with 3, 180. So what's the measure of angle 1? Yes. Bravo. So measure of angle 1. Yes. So the measure of angle 1 is 140. They wrote the password here, by the way. A capital S. Miss Noor. لا مش نور، دينا. دينا. هاي they wrote here إنه فيلا جيرلز هذه انتوا حاطين الكلمات فيها. Girls 5G. Number 12. What one? Yes, yes, Reem. Number 12. Angle 1 and angle 2, they told me that they are vertical angles. Okay? Measure of 1 is 44. Yes, Reem? What's the measure of angle 2?
I know.
Reem?
Serene.
I told you. 40. Why? No, it's like this. Don't subtract. What do I mean by vertical angles? The vertical angles like this. And this is 1 and this is 2.
No,
Angle 1,
it is 3.
44.
No, under it is 3.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. They must be 1, 3. 1, 2, I think. Just a minute. So if this is 44, what's the angle 2 will be? 44. Is it clear? So what's the measure of angle 2 will be? 44. Bravo. Number 13. Yes, Yanada. Measure angle 1 and angle 2 are what? Linear pair. Okay? The measure of angle 1 is 132. What's the measure of angle 2? 132.
Yeah, number 1.
So number 2.
Oh, no, 48.
100 are 200. So it is 48. Why? You know why? Who's saying? Because they are linear. So their summation are what? 108. 1 and 2 are same, 1, 2 and 3 and it's the same. It's clear. Yes. Number, let's stop by the way, it's finished. Now you have a break now. Right? Here you come. Number 1 and 2, girls, if you want to go, break, you can. Number 40, 1 and 2 are supplementary. 2 and 3 are supplementary. So the measure of angle 2 is 85. What measure 2, angle 2 is 85. Sorry. The last one, number 15. One and shorter. Two is only 3. I'm just solving 14 and 15. What one? Number 14 is the same as so if 2 is 85, 3 will be what? 95. If 2 is 35, number 15 they are vertical. So if 2 is 17, what will be what?
I know how to solve only if I find out the value of the row. I usually did not memorize the name, so I put it out. I know how to solve.
You'll make a line? Make a line? No, make a line first. Vertical, make a line. This way.
Teacher, can I go through the credits? أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. هذه معانا.